Good morning. I'm Goro Keita, your independent senior analyst for technology, TIGA, and macroeconomics. Today's briefing dissects a volatile Indonesian market, bullish crypto trends, and the seismic shifts in AI tech. The Jakarta Composite Index, or IHSG, is in freefall, down 1,8 to 6,196.43. This isn't just a blip. It reflects broader regional anxiety about economic growth and potential policy shifts. The bearish trend, coupled with a significant volume of tiga 0 million shares, signals deep-seated concerns among investors about Indonesia's near-term prospects. The next layer changes everything. The IHSG's decline today is particularly noteworthy because it diverges from some regional peers. While global markets grapple with inflation and interest rate uncertainties, Indonesia's specific slide suggests localized factors at play. Could this be a prelude to tighter monetary policy from Bank Indonesia? Or is it a reaction to weakening commodity prices that underpin much of the nation's export revenue? The volume indicates active selling, not passive disinterest, suggesting institutional players are adjusting their exposure rather than retail panic selling. What most people miss is simple. Moving to the crypto landscape, we see a fascinating divergence. Ethereum, Solana, Bitcoin, Ripple, and Binance Coin are all in the green, with Ethereum up 0,65 and Bitcoin nudging higher by 0.3. This resilience in the face of traditional market turbulence speaks volumes about crypto's evolving role as a potential safe haven or at least a distinct asset class. Ethereum's modest gain, while not explosive, is significant given its recent upgrades and the ongoing narrative around decentralized applications finding real-world utility. Seen from another angle, the problem shifts. The crypto market's current stability, even as traditional markets wobble, underscores a fundamental shift in investor psychology. What was once seen as purely speculative is increasingly viewed through the lens of portfolio diversification. Ripple's 1.03 jump, for instance, might be tied to renewed interest in its cross-border payment solutions as global trade continues to digitize. Meanwhile, Solana's 0.8 rise suggests that despite past technical challenges, its ecosystem remains robust, with developers finding ways to mitigate previous scalability issues. The consequence becomes clearer here. Now, let's a major tech development that's sending ripples through Silicon Valley. Elon Musk's Boring Company is reportedly in talks for a new funding round valuing the tunneling startup at a staggering $1 billion. This valuation, if realized, would place it among the most valuable infrastructure tech companies globally. The strategic implications are profound. Musk is clearly betting big on underground transit solutions as a solution to surface-level congestion. And investors seem willing to follow that vision, seeing it as a future-proofing of urban mobility. Behind this signal, a larger pressure builds. The Boring Company's potential $1 billion valuation isn't just about building tunnels. It's about reimagining urban infrastructure at its core. This move comes at a time when cities worldwide are grappling with aging transportation systems and the challenges of electric vehicle adoption. Musk's approach, vertical expansion underground, addresses the physical limitations of surface infrastructure while leveraging automation and AI for efficiency. The funding round, if completed, would provide the capital needed to scale operations beyond current pilot projects, potentially transforming how we think about last-mile connectivity in megacities. The next step narrows the search, shifting gears to a different kind of tech disruption. Librarians across the country are hosting Avoiding AI workshops that have become unexpectedly popular. These sessions teach people how to navigate daily life with minimal AI interaction, a stark contrast to the usual narrative of AI ubiquity. This trend reveals a significant undercurrent of public skepticism about big tech's influence. The workshops, far from being fringe activities, are filling to capacity, indicating a growing desire among consumers to reclaim agency in an increasingly automated world. At this stage, the pattern breaks. The popularity of Avoiding AI workshops represents a fascinating paradox in our technological evolution. While AI continues to advance at breakneck speed, with applications permeating every aspect of modern life, there's a concurrent rise in conscious rejection of these technologies. This isn't just nostalgia for simpler times. It reflects genuine concerns about privacy, data security, and the erosion of human skills, the fact that librarians, traditional custodians of knowledge, are leading this movement underscores how the information ecosystem is adapting to counterbalance technological excesses. What makes this matter is key. Let's turn our attention to GitHub's trending projects, which often serve as a barometer for emerging developer interests. The repository Andrewing/OpenWorker has garnered an impressive 711 stars, though its description is notably absent. This suggests a tool or framework that's gaining traction through practical utility rather than marketing. In the absence of details, we can infer it likely addresses a common developer pain point, perhaps related to automation, data processing, or infrastructure management areas where Python's versatility makes it particularly well-suited. Finally, the clues point to the question. The Video Shotcraft repository by Vincent Way 1021, with its 711 stars, offers a fascinating glimpse into how AI is transforming creative industries. This project provides cinematic product videos using Remotion, complete with Sutu Nalanam shot recipe cards and Sutu Anam Sutu motion previews. What's striking here is the democratization of high-quality video production. A domain traditionally requiring expensive equipment and specialized skills, by codifying cinematic techniques into reusable templates, this tool lowers the barrier to entry for businesses seeking professional visual content without the associated production costs. Look at the first clue. Finally, let's examine the Thinking Orbs repository by Jakubantalik, which has attracted Sembilan Delapan Lima stars. This project offers dotted thought orb loading indicators designed specifically for AI and agent UIs. While seemingly niche, this reflects a broader trend in UX design where visual elements communicate system states more intuitively. The 6 tune states and auto dark/light functionality indicate a thoughtful approach to user experience in complex interfaces. As AI systems become more prevalent, such design elements will become increasingly important for maintaining user trust and engagement during processing times. The next layer changes everything. Before we conclude, let's briefly touch on the Bitcoin advocacy group joining the U.S. State Department's Digital Freedom Program. This development positions cryptocurrency not just as a financial innovation but as a tool for geopolitical strategy. By aligning with state initiatives, the Bitcoin Policy Institute gains legitimacy while the State Department gains a powerful narrative about technological sovereignty. This partnership could significantly influence how nations approach digital currencies in foreign policy, potentially creating new alliances based on shared technological values rather than traditional economic interests. What most people miss is simple. In summary, today's developments paint a complex picture of our technological and economic landscape. The Indonesian market's decline signals regional economic shifts that warrant close monitoring. Meanwhile, crypto markets demonstrate resilience, suggesting they've matured beyond pure speculation. In tech, we see both ambitious infrastructure projects like the Boring Company and grassroots movements like avoiding AI workshops that challenge our assumptions about technological progress. These diverse trends highlight a world in transition, where innovation and skepticism coexist, creating both opportunities and challenges for investors and policymakers alike. Seen from another angle, the problem shifts. This concludes today's morning briefing. Remember, the analysis provided is for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Market conditions can change rapidly, and what appears as a trend today may evolve tomorrow. For those interested in deeper analysis, I recommend examining the GitHub repositories we discussed and following the links provided in the show notes. As always, thank you for your time and attention. If you found this briefing valuable, please consider subscribing for regular updates on technology, TIGA, and macroeconomic developments.